Did get 10 bases
Tricky
there,
got
but
a very late one to steal the game.
saved that there, yeah.
Yeah.
So incredibly close game there, but it's good by the Darwin Dingoes there to pick up another solid win off the back of that one.
So they'd be happy to close out the round robin with a couple of wins after playing with 4 for most of it.
Yeah, very much so. It's great to see that Broken has finally made it back in there.
All right, who do we have in this one?
So we got Bendigo Blitz on red, the Hendra Hurricanes on blue, and the Hobart Marsupials on green. Again, everyone please in the chat, throw in there what you think you think the game is going to finish, first, second and third, and who you hope is going to win, even if you don't think that they're going to be the team, who the team you are backing is. What about you, Cowie? Who do you think is going to take out this game?
I think all 3 teams have a pretty good show in this one. We've got maybe the stronger lineup on red team with the Bendigo players, but I'm not sure they've had too great a start to the comp.
No.
And I've seen some pretty good results from the Hendra team, so I think might be calling a little bit of an upset on this one. I like Hendra for the win.
Hendra for the win. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're out to a massive pack lead at the moment. 1,000 points up, a minute and a half into the game. Most of that is on Butzer with his 1,200 points sitting at the moment. Murray Demetrius, Blitz, Hurricanes, Marsupials, but I'd like Hendra to get the W. Popeyes, I hope everyone has fun. Yeah, absolutely. Pocket, first Hurricanes, second Bendigo, third Hobart, but I want Hobart to win. Love the Tassie guys. And Revise, Hurricanes, Blitz, Hobart. So it seems like it's a bit even there between Hurricanes and Blitz in this game. Ibo, Blitz, Hurricanes, Marsupials.
The crowd looks pretty split there. Fans for all the teams. Alrighty, should we have a look at what's going on in the camps? We've got Blue setting up in the 1 spot with a player under. It's pretty traditional defence there, so it looks like Blue's just picked up a base there.
Yeah, Butzer ended up picking up a green base there as well.
Spent 2 shots first, got a denial it looks like, and then manages to get it on the second go. And well done to Butzer, leading the game at the moment with that base, and putting the Hurricanes, it's pretty even on pack. They're just that base in it right now.
Green base is now picking up a bit of action there. We see
Simi moving around in green. Simi Bear holding that B spot.
On the Butzer lunge as Goat very casually
shoots it with a player
walks
in the V.
Puts 2 shots in, and then gets tagged out by Simi Bear.
That was bold.
Yeah.
Ambitious from Goat. We have been training our sort of wall holds quite a bit in WA, and Simi Bear's been a big trainer, so expect pretty solid form in that V. As I say that, just got knocked out by red.
Commentator's curse.
Yep. My apologies.
Simi Bear, of course, is the tournament coordinator, one of the tournament coordinators for our team's event here. Again, is one of the huge performers. We were shouting out a couple of the volunteers on Quackening earlier. Simi Bear again puts in countless hours into making this tournament as great as it is, and has just been elected to the Worlds Council for Australia as well, along with the BMW.
Yep, Zeltac Hall of Fame Simi Bear, I'd say, if we had one. Very much
nominee.
Huge hours.
Goat picking up a green base there.
So, yes, we have Butzer in the V there, I think helping him through that one, so good teamwork. You can work as a duo quite well in a lot of these bases to get the hit, so we have Venom picking up a blue base. So we've got 2 greens set up in blue right now, trying to get a couple base tags on blue. So where are we up to? About 5 minutes in. How are you reading this one, Dre?
So Bendigo's 3 bases there, all on. 1 on green and 2 on blue, is putting them in a really good position there. Blitzer and Goat with the 2 green bases there have been both expensive as well. Blitzer putting in 2 extra shots and Goat an extra 4 shots into green base there. So they're up in second place, but their pack is that nearly 3,000 points
suffered from those denials,
behind. So they're almost a base behind as Extra picks up his second base there, again with 2 extra shots in, and Fitzy with a penalty there as well. So Bendigo are in the box seat at the moment there. I really like that offset bases that they have. They've got 2 bases at each base, two of each coloured base, and even Vector and Fitzy each having 1 base there is going to allow those players to stay out on attack there or swap in with their defenders, UB Hayton and Mars, to get out those remaining bases depending on where it's weak. And Mars gets a 2-shot denial there on Mum in green base. So
bonus,
Reb denying a blue in green as Vector picks up his blue base there as well.
Yeah, so Bendigo's front half of this game very strong, good pack points. So a couple of denial shots for Extra and a term for Fitzy. Otherwise, pretty crisp start to this game for the Bendigo teams. What do we think green and blue should do for the second half of this game now?
Well, I think they kind of just need to keep playing their game. So Bendigo's attack has been quite strong there, pushing through those bases there. The Hendra Hurricanes, having picked up their 2 bases there for their attackers, it does look like Goat has cycled back into D as well. So they've got players out there. Mum, for example, has been putting shots on bases as well. So she is out there as well. But really, both Hobart Marsupials and Hendra Hurricanes really just need to pick up some extra bases at the moment there and try and hold Bendigo out of the remaining ones.
Alrighty.
So Pocket asked the question, out of curiosity, if a player gets shot out of a 1-man zone, can an active player enter it without a termination, or do they need to wait until a deactivated player leaves? Lowlance in the chat is saying they do pocket. Generally, players are very good about it. Beefy, in evac formats, yes, so long as it is safe. The dead player will move out as soon as practical. Live player won't trap them. You can take the spot while a dead player is still in there, as long as it is safe to do so. So if you come in on one side of that 1-player zone, then you can basically force the other player out there as long as you aren't trapping them there and they are able to move, and they do move out of that spot there. As long as the active player isn't standing directly on top of them, over them, and completely trapping them in the box, because that becomes a bit of a safety hazard in there.
I'm always impressed at how smooth those transitions go in the game. All the players who attend the Siltac tournament, very good at sort of, oh yep, I'm dead, I'm going to just slip
just
out.
Stay out of the way.
Usually they do get out of the way. A couple times though, you kind of guess wrong where the person wanted to go and
get in the way, and you're just like, oops, my bad.
Yeah, hands above
sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that's one of the things about our sport as well. Like being able to predict where players are going in there is one of those things that you just learn over time. You get better at, and sometimes you're wrong.
Yeah, I find blue base is very tricky to exit once you've been shot out. In general, the sort of tight corridor nature of it, we have
you be hating on green.
To hug the wall for quite a while before you're allowed to leave.
You be hating picking up the green base there as Venom picks up his red base there, doing the patented duck under there. Ibo Maroons in the chat, as a ref, if a defender gets shot out of a 1-person spot and the attacking player comes in to shoot, as long as the deact defender tries to remain as unobtrusive as possible, I'll allow the player to finish. I think that's really the best way to sum it up there. It's all about the intent. As long as you are trying to get out of the way as best you can, then it makes it very obvious for the referees that you're doing your best. No one is perfect, and we're not intending people to be perfect. As long as you are Lowlands, a lot of players do the, I think, Worlds approach, putting a hand up to show they're not actively in play and are exiting when possible as well. So yeah, if you make it very obvious by taking one hand off your phaser to indicate that you are not able to put another shot in. If you do reactivate inside the base there, it does make it very obvious.
Back to this game real quick. Bendigo Blitz has left the other two teams in the dust a little bit. We've got very commanding win, so we predicted this one wrong. It's like they may be starting to figure out the maze a bit more in these later round robin. So they'll be pretty dangerous maybe when we come to Cascade 1.
Now Bendigo did come into did arrive here very late.
Is that right? Okay.
I believe they missed out on all of the unallocated training and only showed up the night before our allocated training and our opening ceremony began. So they missed out on a fair chunk of training that a lot of teams ended up getting. As we see Goat taking a penalty and Zoltak 25, I'm not sure who that is off the top of my head, getting a one-shot denial there on Mars in blue.
So in the race for second, Hobart Marsupials seem to have, with 3 clean bases.
Valkyrie picking up her green base there
so
as
that
well.
makes it a bit more interesting.
So there's still time. Hendra Hurricanes, if they take this base here, they're going to be very, very close. It's just going to be a pack race between them and the Marsupials there. And they do have time there. So the bases are deactivated for 30 seconds when they're destroyed. And that one was destroyed with about 37 seconds left in the game there. So there is still time for someone to shoot it.
And they're set up in there.
As we see,
we've got our shooter in the box. Butzer guarding the
Angel?
back door. Oh, what happened there? Was there time?
Angel puts one shot into
was that a timeout?
Into the base, and either a timeout there or a denial on that one there. So we do have the end of that game there. Bendigo Blitz coming out, comfortable winners, 44,000 points with 8 bases. Hobart Marsupials in second, 22k with 3 bases. And the Hendra Hurricanes in third, 20k with 3 bases.
Yep, well played Bendigo. And good job Marsupials getting that second result. Venom from WA, 2 clean bases. A lot of tags, good score from him. So Fitzy had an excellent game, apart from the warning. 57 tags with the over 150% tag ratio. So pretty controlled, commanding victory for the Bendigo team there.
Fantasy Goat has so much promise, but then also costs so much.
The terms are expensive on the fantasy, so it's almost worth who do you think is going to get boxed the least is part of your picking a team strategy.
Fantasy League has just been updated for yesterday's team games. No side events or